Brad, what are you doing? I really thought the Bruins would win, you guys. I really did. I did. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the last edition of Steve's Dang It's for the year. Is it, Drew? Is it? Are we sure that the Stanley Cup Final is not going to last for another month? Hi, I'm Steve Dangle, and I've been doing these videos for a while. So is Drew. What's up, Drew? All he can do is nod. If this is your first Dang It's video and you plan on binging this throughout the off season, I don't blame you, but let me explain. Steve's Dang It's, as it says on the screen. It is a screen, by the way. A lot of people thought it was a graphic. Did I move it? Is it okay? As it says on the graphic here, Steve's Dang It's are a series of plays from the past week that either made a player or a GM or a coach or a fan or whoever say, dang it. Dang it could be, dang it, I'm stupid. Dang it, what a fluke. Dang it, my jaw's broken. Dang it, a lot of things. Think of all the situations in your life where you would say dang it and apply that to hockey. That is what a dang it is. Here, I'll give you another example. My Stanley Cup Final prediction was wrong. Dang it. We wanted to shoot one of these last week, but dang it, the Stanley Cup Final kept going, and it didn't make any sense to do a full Dang It's and Hat Picks video and then only do one for Game 7. Although, after having watched Game 7, we probably could have. But screw that, right, Drew? Yeah, you wanted the day off, Raptors. Before we get to the last Dang It's of the season, I want to just tear down the fourth wall, because a lot of you have been complaining about the fact that we have a Sens jersey in the background. And you're right, it doesn't make sense that we have this lone Sens jersey in the background when we're not even going to talk about them. I hear you loud and clear. We went out and got a second Sens jersey. Now that that's out of the way, let's get to it, dang it. For our first Dang It, we have to go back to Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final. Brayden Schenn breaks Zdeno Chara's jaw.
Brayden Schenn kicked that puck down, kept it in, took a shot, that's blocked by Chara, and he's hurt. And he's had the puck come up and looks like it hit him in the face. And the big man went down in a hurry.
A really close play at the line as Chara, and now he's getting into position, rode right up. The stick came right on the sort of tape to tape on the shooter, Schenn. Meets it at the same time, and it goes right up and hits him right in the mouth.
But off on his own steam, and sort of shook the trainer off as he was on his way out. That was an interesting play at the blue line for Brayden Schenn, wasn't it? His foot was about a foot in the air, and he kicked the puck to keep it inside the line before he took the shot.
Oh! How? Listen, if you get your jaw broken by a puck, that is a dang it. Automatic dang it. Because you're human, and humans break. It's bad, it's terrible. But since the late 90s, the hockey world has been under the impression that Zdeno Chara isn't one of those. He's not human. He eats them. He eats lots of them. Do I have to say allegedly to avoid a lawsuit? Allegedly eats humans. I've never seen him do it. Drew says he has. Do you have it on your phone? Do you have it on your? You show me after. How'd you get that? On a boat? Anyway, have fun with that. Sportsnet legal department, let's continue. Think of how hard you would have to shoot a puck to break someone's jaw. Now think of how hard you would have to shoot a puck to break Zdeno Chara's jaw. Brayden Schenn did that. And you never want to cheer for a player to be injured, but if you're the St. Louis Blues, you're like, well, at least Zdeno Chara's out of the game. Maybe even the series. And then he comes back with the half bubble around his jaw. So now he's got like a reinforced jaw. He comes back in the super suit. It's like after you found out that the mountain survived. Spoiler, the show's over and the last season sucked. I read anyway. But for Zdeno Chara, over 40-year-old Zdeno Chara, man, that's a dang it. He didn't do anything wrong. He just, that's what it, sometimes it's not your fault. But Brayden Schenn was a man of destruction in this series. Did you see the hit he almost laid on David Pastrnak? Talk about Superman!
Turns up ice, here's David Pastrnak. Oh, he ran into Brayden Schenn, and Schenn got the worst of that. Tarasenko comes
in the middle of the ice. This one looked like it could have been bad. Schenn up, almost got skate to the face for Pastrnak. They both got up. St. Louis, they both be going at each other. There's been some good hard ones. There's been some close calls. And how about that last one? Schenn just barely missed Pastrnak.
He ended up getting the worst of it, which is probably best for him, because if he connects, it's like a 20-game suspension, which in the Stanley Cup Final is like, what, 2? Wrecking ball in this one, and he struck Zdeno Chara. Dang it. But he came back, and he continued to play. One of those games that Zdeno Chara continued to play in was Game 5, where not a single call was missed. Just kidding. Here's our next dang it. It's not even the missed call that you're thinking of. Here's Ivan Barbashev.
Coyle slammed the defenseman into the boards. Johansson shot as a rocket. Deflected off the glass, stays in. Johansson knocked down, gets up, and he's looking at the referee and talking to the referee as he painfully skates to center as in comes Barbashev. But Marcus Johansson stayed on for the rest of this shift, but this was close to knocking him out of it.
Boy, it was point of principal contact. You could see Johansson still shaking his head at the bench on that one.
Can someone stop hitting Marcus Johansson in the head? Why is it always him? Do you remember years and years ago? I think it was after Steve Downey, basically, he did the Braden Shen. He's Superman. He dove into Dean McCammon's head. And someone at the press conference goes, Dean, do you think you're susceptible to concussions? And he goes, no, I think I'm susceptible to traumatic blows to the head. Can you stop? It got to the point where if I saw a Bruin get decked in the head, I knew it was him. I'm not even joking. It's mean and dangerous. And minimum a 2-minute penalty, unless, of course, it's the Stanley Cup Final, in which case, let it go. We'll deal with it afterward. That's what happened in this one. Barbashev was suspended for Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final, but a lot of good that does the Boston Bruins in the middle of Game 5. But then again, lucky for the Bruins, there's lots of time to, score a goal and win this thing, right? Which brings us to our next dang it. How?
Goes after the puck. Bolachari back. Tripped up. No arm goes up. And Achari's hurt. Stays down on the ice. David Perron gets open. Trying to feed the puck to Bozak. Scores! The Bruins all stare at the referee as the puck goes in the back of the net, and the St. Louis Blues on a David Perron bank shot have a 2-0 lead over the Boston Bruins.
And how is this not a penalty? I mean, Achari's got his back to the play. He gets his, watch the play develop here. There's a trip right there by the foot of Bozak. Not only his stick, but he got his skate too. I mean, that's a call 100% of the time. Head goes down. You could see the reaction of Achari. Credit the Blues with keeping the play alive, but you can see the Bruins all standing still. And a bad break. The puck goes off of Krug as the pass across right back to Perron and in, but these fans are incensed and they got a right to be.
David Perron, 7th of the playoffs, his first of the Stanley Cup Final. If it gets through, it's a tap in. It doesn't, but deflects in. And Perron has given the St. Louis Blues a 2-0 lead, and the ice is littered with debris.
I mean, the reaction of St. Louis is clear, but this is a penalty all day long. The reaction of Achari hitting his head. Here's Cam Neely. Can't believe that the call wasn't made. You've got a player looking the other way, a stick and skate. Watch Bozak here. I mean, the puck's the other way. Bozak's going down. That's a penalty 100% of the time.
So we're just not doing that whole penalty thing. Oh, Craig Berube working the officials. The St. Louis Blues took, I want to say it was 14 penalties through the first 3 games of the series, and they're down 2-1. Both those things are bad. Craig Berube says something, and all of a sudden, it swallowed the whistle. It's okay, it'll pass. But it didn't pass quickly enough, and it stayed in the ref system for Game 4 and 5. Graphic to graphic. It's the last one! I just realized I'm screaming this entire thing. It's an office. People work here! Not today. Not while Steve's here. Get through this. The refs swallow their whistles. And a lot of people were getting very mad about this. Well, not every trip is actually a trip. Sometimes when it's accidental, it's fine. This is your accident. That's the, really? Mm-hmm. Dude, Tyler Bozak takes out Noel Achari's leg with his stick and his leg. And listen, you can even call it an accident. I don't think it was a malicious intent on Tyler Bozak's case. But the trend that I see with penalties, even in the playoffs where murder is legal, is that if the infraction affects puck possession, it's gonna get called. Little interference behind the play, maybe you give a shot, you give a little face wash during play. If it doesn't affect the puck carrier, often the ref will look the other way and not care. Right there, wow! It directly altered puck possession, it directly gave the Blues a scoring chance, and it directly led to a goal in a game, in a series this tight. How? And some people were talking about, oh, Noel Achari sold it. And listen, if you show the slow motion of it, I could see why you would think that he, threw his head back or whatever. Now, show it again in real time and you tell me if you think he's faking it. No! In fact, Drew, can you freeze it with his leg when he's doing Pilates or what? I can't even. You think he put himself into this pretzel shape on purpose? He might have whacked his head, he might have winded himself, but that leg was all sorts of Cirque du Soleil nonsense. He did not do that on purpose. Bozak tripped him. I think it might have been an accident, but it was still a tripped and altered puck possession, and it was not called. And the Bruins losing the game, complaining that, well, Craig Berube and his comments altered the entire series. It affected the way that officials call the playoff games. And it might speak volumes that Bruce Cassidy went hard after the officiating in this game and was not given a fine at all. Probably because even if they had found a way to calm Bruce Cassidy down, try calming down Cam Neely. Look at this, look at the arm on him. That's not Cam Neely throwing that bottle, that's Seabass. You want to open the Seabass door? Didn't think so. Oh, they were mad. They were hot under the collar and they shouted. You know what Cam Neely shouted when he threw that water bottle? Dang it! He did. Here, play the audio, show it. Gosh dang it! Language, did we mark this video explicit? Did we? Sorry, folks. And look at everyone next to him. Hello, darkness, my old friend. That's why the management boxes are nice and high up. And they make sure to give the coaches slippery shoes. Like they just want to avoid all conflict. If that penalty gets called, who knows? That goal doesn't go in. Maybe the Bruins get a couple. And maybe the Bruins are up 3-2 heading into game 6 and not the Blues. Bruins fans are like, stop turning the net. I know. Should I also point out that it was the game-winning goal? You're right. On so many it's like a jawbreaker of dang-its. See, a lot of people say onions, but I grew up fat, so, you know. Candy! Oh, I didn't even mean the Chara angle. Drew, even with the broken jaw, he could probably still eat me. Can you delete that? He's not gonna, okay, thanks. Well, you know, have fun doing these with Faisal next year or whatever. All the dang-its so far seem to affect the Bruins. Chara getting his jaw broken, the missed call on Barbashev, the missed call on Bozak. But the Bruins win game 6 in St. Louis with the cup in the building, and they force game 7 when the cup is in their building. And the Bruins get scored on first. They're down 1-0, but they are controlling play. They are dominating the Blues in game 7. Only down 1-0. The Bruins have overcome bigger deficits than that. They've overcome bigger deficits within playoff series. They're going to be fine. It's almost first intermission. Regroup, go into the second with an open mind and determination, and just know that you can do. Brad, what are you doing?
With less than 15 seconds to go, in on a forward, drops the puck back. Pietrangelo to the net, scores! With 8 seconds to go in the first period, Alex Pietrangelo has made it 2-0 St. Louis.
Brad Marchand, he's dead tired. He looks and says, okay, I got a chance to change. Instead, no change is made. He misses his man Schwartz. Now the change is late, and everybody's trying to come back to the net. Schwartz does a good job of making sure he keeps the puck alive, takes a quick look back, and forehand backhand.
Huh. Can you show that again?
Brad Marchand, he's dead tired. He looks and says, okay, I got a chance to change. Instead, no change is made. He misses his man Schwartz. Now the change is late, and everybody's trying to come back to the net. Schwartz does a good job of making sure he keeps the puck alive, takes a quick look back, and forehand backhand.
I still don't know what he was trying to do. Jaden Schwartz carrying the puck into the Boston Bruins end. Brad Marchand forward on the back check. Good for him. Responsible player. Where's he going? Check out the clock. There's about 13 seconds to go in the first period when Marchand makes contact with Jaden Schwartz. In less than a second, he bails. About a second and a half later, the puck is heading towards Alex Pietrangelo's stick. And less than 2 seconds after that, the puck is in the Bruins' net. 5 entire seconds have elapsed since Marchand just decided to bail. I don't know if he was hurt or winded, tired, was getting screamed at from the bench to change with about 10 seconds left for some reason. What on earth was going on that play? Watch this, show the angle from behind the net. Marchand has to pass Pietrangelo on his way to the bench. Weren't those guys teammates on Canada at the World Cup of Hockey? They know each other are good. Marchand scored both goals in Game 2 against Team Europe. I'm sure he didn't need tickets. Remember Team Europe, that team that wasn't a team, but almost won? Remember a hockey arena in Toronto chanting for Brad Marchand? Hockey's weird, man. Brad, what? offside. No, it's too late. Ah! I don't know what happened there. I don't know if he knows what happened there. Would you ask him what happened there if you were one of his teammates? That is an enormous dang it. And sticking with the theme of dang it's leading to game-winning goals, this was the Stanley Cup winning goal. I know, but it was. Why? And sometimes when plays like that happen in the first period, scenes like this happen at the end of the third period. Don't laugh, don't take pleasure in it. If you do, hey, what has Brad Marchand ever done to you or any player you've ever cheered for? That's right, nothing. You sit there and you think about what you've done. The nerve of you, the cheek. This is the last dang it's video of the season, and oofa, made it a good one. That's a dang it. But that is not our last dang it. That is not. Because sometimes, dang it's, they don't all have to be bad. Some dang it's are happy. Like, for example, Patrick Maroon from St. Louis signs at a discounted rate with the St. Louis Blues in a season where they have a real shot at winning this thing. And it goes pretty poorly at first, but then they make a comeback after January by firing their coach and calling up a goalie who refused assignment to the ECHL last year for some reason. And they make it all the way to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals, the thing you dream about when you're a kid, and you dream about the euphoria after, and you get to do interviews after, like this. Imagine the honor of getting to talk to Scott Oak, and here he is enjoying his time with Scott Oak. And enjoying it maybe too much. Maybe too much. Patrick, get over there! Patrick Maroon almost misses the St. Louis Blues team photo because he was too busy being Hollywood and doing an interview with Scott Oak. And what's funny about this, it's a dang it that leads to a hat pick, because if you look at the team photo, Maroon slides right into the front. And years down the line, if you see that St. Louis Blues team photo, maybe you're walking through the Hall of Fame, maybe you're just watching old footage, you're gonna remember Patrick Maroon is front and center, not because they wanted to highlight the guy from St. Louis, but because he almost missed the photo entirely. That is a dang it, but a cute one. It's cute. So that's it for dang it's. Oh my goodness. We still have hat picks. Hat picks are the positive version of that, but dang it's get more views because you people are sadists. But seriously, you should watch the hat picks videos if you need to catch up. I mean, it's a long off season, dude. Check out the old dang it's as well. And actually, here's how you can help me if you want to do a little bit of homework. I know you do over the summer. It's the best thing ever, right? At some point, we're probably going to do a video highlighting the worst, and I mean worst or biggest, whatever, dang it of the entire season for all 31 teams. The Bruins submitted one that will be hard to top in Game 7. That only leaves 30 more. 29, because we know the Devils are going to be scoring on themselves. But how long? We should just make a compilation of the Devils scoring on themselves. Oh, Drew, this is watch. I'm going to be the producer now. Devils scoring on themselves compilation. Goalies giving the puck away for no good reason. Officials being useless. That can be Vegas's. There's a comment box down below. It's the place where you usually yell at me and talk about my face or whatever. You can leave your submission down below, please. So folks, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. And may your day be dang it free. Not the videos. It should be full of the videos. Like, hopefully nothing bad happens to you. God, that's a terrible omen. Just wrap it up.